think we're going to go ahead and start. Welcome, everyone. I know this is a really exciting morning for us. We've got three wonderful speakers, and they're going to be able to give you information about helping you keep up to date on the federal, state, and local programs for your business. Actually, today we have three speakers. Jay Viarta, he's the Director of Community and Economic Development for the City of Palm Springs. We have Trey Bradley, the Senior Business Development Specialist from California Governor's Office. And of course, Joaquin Tarina, he's the Economic Development Regional Manager for Riverside County Business and Community Services. So at this time, we're gonna start with our first speaker. So Trey, you're gonna kick us off.
Great, and thank you for that introduction, and thank you for inviting me today to be on this webinar. So I'm really happy to be here, and first I would say, I heard someone say it's cold, it's surprising. I'm from the other side of the hill, I'm from Hemet, and I would think that it would still be warm even up into this period, but I'm going to go ahead and share my screen here so that you all can see. Hold on one moment. There, are you able to see? Great, awesome. So hello everyone. Once again, my name is Trey Bradley. I'm a Senior Business Development Specialist in the Governor's Office of Business and Economic Development. And here's my contact information. I just put this up as a first slide because it also has our phone number so that if you do call our number at any time, you're directly paired with one of our team, just go straight number to line and we always answer and we always call back. So there's not a single time that we do not, and we make every single call every day. So you can always reach out to our team. You can always email me. I'm located here in Southern California. I'm located in Los Angeles, but I cover the Los Angeles and Inland Empire areas. So I just recently relocated here from Sacramento, but like I said, I'm from the area, born and raised, so I'm very familiar with Riverside County, and I'm actually hoping to get up to Idlewild soon, as soon as it snows. So I'm gonna go ahead and go through some slides here that will go over some state incentives and programs that are utilizable by you. I would just preface by saying that some of them are very new, and some of them are kind of small business relief related, but then some of them are broader incentives that I want to share with you all to think about utilizing both here in the upcoming months and going for planning in the year ahead. So next slide, hold on. So the Governor's Office of Business and Economic Development, we are the point of contact for state business economic development assistance. And we work directly with, here, hold on, sorry. For some reason, there's something wrong with the screen. There we go. We directly work with businesses in providing tailored consultation and services to businesses in California. And then we also assist local economic development managers in navigating resources to share with businesses in their communities. We have a range of teams, and the team I work with is the California Business Investment Services team. This team provides tailored consultation for incentive navigation, and then also provides site selection service at no cost to businesses. So if you're looking for an additional site within California, you're looking to grow to expand, we also have that tailored site selection service as well. And then we have additional GO-Biz assistance teams within our office. So we have a permit assistance team if you are navigating any type of state permitting requirements. We have an international affairs and trade team, which manages a program that is actually for small businesses to be able to elevate their presence in the global setting in the case that they are interested in expanding their business outside of California, outside the US. We have Office of the Small Business Advocate. So there is a small business advocate office that is also with our team. And so they also are a point person for some of the small business resources I'll be sharing today. And then we have California Competes Tax Credit and a few other teams, but we're a very, very small team generally, but we have, we like to say that we pack a punch for our small team. So we're here to help you and assist in any way that we can. So the really the landing place that I want to leave you all with is business.ca.gov. And so this is the website that is the landing page for all of the incentives and resources. And even though I have industries selected up here, the advantages tab includes small business tab as well. So all of these, when you click on any of these pages, they really just take you straight to a page that just talks about the programs and the incentives, like 1, 2, 3, 4, with just pictures and like, here, go to them to apply. There's not a lot of, I would say fluff on this website. It's really meant to be geared towards the business and the user. And I'll be bringing it up in a second to be going over a few things to show you all. But this is really the landing page, and you'll be able to see all the new resources. And on this website, you'll also see the new drop down, which includes the new information around the $500 million available in grants to small businesses. The guidelines have not been released. This was only passed about a week ago. So these grants will be released via email notification to folks for apply. So we're encouraging businesses, small businesses, to go to our website. It's the first drop down that you have here on our webpage, and then be able to click here to sign up for the new funding opportunity. There's also 2 other business resources on here, including the small business hiring credit, which I'll bring up here shortly as well, and then recovery financing through the California Rebuilding Fund, which is very favorable financing terms for your small business in the long run. And then, of course, here you can see the sign up piece for small business and those grants. So actually, I'm going to click up, and are you able to see the website right here that I'm bringing up? Great, perfect. And so really here, this website, I just kind of want to just go over it, but basically, like, if, for example, if you were if you're looking for small business or incentives or financing, or for example, you're in agriculture, you're working kind of at the intersection of the agriculture sector as a small business in the Valley, you kind of just go here, and it's basically just a broad overview of this industry in California. And then it's just straight incentives, right? These are all incentives, including this one that's opened up right now, which is a grant program called Food Production Investment Program. This is, even breweries can use this, small food manufacturers. If you are doing any type of food manufacturing or distribution, this grant just opened up right now to be able to retrofit services or any type of equipment or product equipment that you have within your business. So partial sales just goes right to the incentives and then getting started. So, as you see, there's not a lot of language here about our team. We don't have see all the different teams within GO-Biz. We're really here for the business. So up here at the top, you'll see that drop down. This is really the first thing you want to go to, where you'll be able to see here the sign up update for the $500 million small business grants. So I encourage everyone to go to this page after this presentation is done. You'll see the tax relief. You'll see the California Rebuilding Fund, where it talks about the rebuilding fund that's available to businesses. And just to go here and to, immediately sign up for notification of this grants, because that's the most timely thing that I think a lot of people are interested in. So to go back to my presentation, the next program that I'll be talking about is the Small Business Hiring Credit, which is one of those 3 links on that drop down as soon as you go to the website. This is a program that's opened up right now. So if you were able to, and this also counts for part-time employees. So if you have made any new hires between now and this period is kind of talking about where we kind of had COVID begin, you can go for a credit reservation with CDTFA. It's $1,000 per each hire that you've made, even if you've made a part-time hire. So part-time counts, and it's an income tax credit that you're able to use for $1,000 down on corporate income tax credit that you owe, but you're also able to use it down on sales tax obligation that you may owe to the state. So this is really if you've made any hires, this will be open until January 15th. So open right now, very simple form through a credit reservation. And as I said, when you go to our website, business.ca.gov, it is one of the 3 links there. It is one of the 3 opportunities that is available right now. The next is California Competes Tax Credit Program, which is available and open now. So I covered kind of some of the 3 primary small business. We have the Rebuilding Fund, we have the small business grants, and then we have the tax credit that's available now for $1,000. Some of these incentives, I would say, are not kind of maybe relief based, but they're ones that you maybe should be thinking about in the future as you're kind of thinking about what is going on next, or how you can also be able to juggle some of these other incentives that were utilizable by your business. So California Competes Tax Credit Program is a program that is available to put down on corporate income tax credit, your corporate income tax obligation to the state. And so what is great about this program is that you do not have to use the income tax credit in the year that you were awarded. You could hold the tax credit up to 5 years. So if you're, thinking that in 4 years you're going to be, more able to utilize an income tax credit, you can hold it up to that point. And so this credit is really designed to be able for you to share how much you need. You can request what you think you need as a business in an income tax credit based on what you are doing in both investment and jobs and so CapEx investment and then jobs and growth. So if you're thinking like, oh, in the next 5 years, I'm going to hire 8 employees, or I'm going to hire 5 or 10, or however the case may be, and I'm going to invest another 1.5 million over this long-term period within my business coming out of COVID, you can be able to ask however much you think that you're going to need in an income tax credit over that period to be able to use. So the next period is January 4th or January 25th, and there are 3 webinars that we have available. And if you go to our website, it's an incentive that's listed on almost all those pages. And so there's 80 million available in this upcoming round, and small businesses have been able to utilize it. And you can go there and see what small businesses in the past have asked as a credit. So you can see kind of awardees and what they've asked in the past. So the next one I'm going to be talking about is R&D income tax credit. There are a lot of firms out there that offer this drawdown of this funding for small businesses. There's also, you can go get it yourself. And this is an income tax credit that you have to use in the year of, and it's one that I feel like a lot of businesses don't utilize. And what the R&D income tax credit is able to do is it is basically, if you have qualified research expenses or expenses that you are paying to third party, and there are a large swath of activities that qualify for R&D under the state of California R&D income tax credit. So this is if you're, developing new processes within your business, you are working with a third party to you develop a new process within your business or small business, or a process to be able to use to, make something more efficient, or to develop a new product or a new type of thing. I mean, there's a lot of avenues to be able to work with FTB to be able to garner this credit. So this is the most popular income tax credit that exists at the state, and small businesses sometimes go at it for themselves. Sometimes they partner with third party kind of aggregate organizations that go collect that tax and then distribute it to the small businesses who are subcontracting for that R&D income tax credit. So it's one that's fairly easily to utilize, so I always bring it up here. The next one is the new employment credit. So, we have the small business tax credit, which is an easy $1,000 to get for new hire that's available right now. We also have this credit, which is a little bit more longer term, but is one to think about if you are making any new hires. If you hire an employee that's been, received unemployment recently, they are a veteran, they're earned income tax credit recipient, they use CalWorks, they're ex-offender or convicted of a felony. There's a large swath of qualifiable backgrounds for this type of individual. They're from a designated low-income census tract, which there are a lot of qualifiable areas within the Inland Empire generally, based on that median income metric, and all over the state, actually, in every single county. So there's a lot of small businesses who utilize this tax credit, and you can be able to see it online. But what it is it's giving you an income tax credit of 35% of that employee's wages over a 5-year period. So 35% of those employees' wages over a 5-year period, kind of locked in a form of income tax credit for each year that employee is on hire. So it's one that's maybe a little bit more long-term to be able to maximize thinking about going future, and if you're going to make any new future hires. The last one is a partial sales and use tax, and this is available to manufacturers, to agriculture. It's also if you're doing R&D, so if you're doing anything related to developing a new process. This is 3.9% of that sales tax obligation that you're paying to the state if you're buying new equipment for your small business. And I would just say that, don't think of just manufacturing in the traditional sense, like I have to be someone who's building a product. There's a lot of qualifiable activities that the CDTFA allows under this, including buildings, purchasing a building. And so, you know, when you go to pay that sales and use tax, that sales tax obligation to the state, we at the state have a program that allows you to basically remove that sales tax obligation. The other interesting piece about this incentive is if you have already made a purchase, you can work with the state to go get a reimbursement for that payment that you've made. So if you bought a piece of, you know, advanced computer equipment or some type of equipment that is in your business and you paid state sales tax, 2 years, you can go up to 3 years to that period. It's a simple form that you fill out. This is not a competitive application or something where you're competing for something. You can fill out that form. It's about 2.5 pages long. And as long as you have proof of receipt of that purchase, you can go to CDTFA and then get it in writing program and be able to go receive reimbursement for that purchase that you've made up to 3 years. So we offer this. So this is also for any future purchases you make. You just take this form with you. I would just like to say that this is only the state sales tax. So unfortunately, you will still have to pay the city and county and special district taxes that are low. So, but we offer our sales tax obligation for businesses from the state for the state portion. And the last thing is, I would like to say that, there is a program that is basically, if you are needing PPE, or if you are a small business that is anyway creating PPE, we do have a website called safelymakingca.org. It is a marketplace website that is a partnership with CMTA and our Office of Emergency Services. This is a marketplace where you can go for PPE throughout the state, and you have vendors for face masks, for any types of needs that are on there. If you're thinking about needing those in the future when you're kind of going through the pre-open period, but also that it allows a marketplace to fill critical gaps if you are filling in all those critical gaps that are needed. And then the last incentive that I actually wanted to bring up, and I'll actually bring it up here on the website, is one that we do in partnership with Southern California Edison. And that is an economic development rate. And this one is very easy to get right now. And that is one that is basically, this is a Santa Clarita Valley one, but I'll bring it up right here. And are you able to see this on the screen? If you are located within Southern California Edison territory and Edison is your provider, there's a program called an economic development rate, and you can reach out to their team at any time. This is another incentive to use right now in the immediate. It is a 12% reduction locked in year to year for 5 years with Edison. And you're basically saying that you need this incentive to lower your utility bill, because you're signing an affidavit like, if not for this incentive, I would potentially shut down or leave the state. It is one that's great because once you apply to it, you are locked into that 5-year rate, an economic development rate of that 12% reduction year to year. And you don't have to make any changes to that. Once you're locked in for that 5-year period until you get a review with Southern California Edison again. So they have a threshold of allowable small business in this program, and it's able to be given at any time. So if you reach out to Edison and you just type in economic development rate, I'll also put something in the chat for you all to see as well, because I know it's not a part of my presentation, but it's one that I also wanted to bring up too as well. So you can reach out to their team and they can begin the process of just doing the quick review. And then you'll be able to get that reduction in your utility bill. But it's also one that we like to share very often because it is done through the major utilities. It's one that's done in partnership with our team. So I think that covers a lot, like I said, a lot of information, but I will be providing my slides, and I'm also happy to answer any questions or pass on to the next presenter. So let me know how everything, but yeah, that's it for me. Again, my contact information, you can reach out to any time, you can make a phone call. And I thank you very much for the team here for allowing me to present today.
Thank you so much, Trey. That was great. You can put your questions in the chat room, and at the end of the presentation, we'll try to get to them. If not, we'll make sure that we get all the speakers your questions and we'll have them answered. I did notice that our mayor, Christy Holstridge, is on. Christy, if you're there, would you like to just do a quick welcome and then we'll continue?
Thank you. Thank you for having me. I just wanted to show up and show support for all our local businesses and hear what the issues are. So I'm happy to join you all, and feel free to reach out to me. I know Nona's very accessible as well. Please reach out to us if we can connect you to resources or help in any way.
Thank you, Christy. Thank you, Mayor. Okay, our next speaker, Joaquin, you are up.
Good morning, everyone. Joaquin Tijerina with Riverside County Economic Business and Community Services, and also the director of the Coachella Valley Small Business Development Center. A lot of familiar faces on today, and as you know, the Coachella Valley Small Business Development Center is located here, and we assist the local business community. So I want to kind of start off today with talking a little bit about what we're going to be talking about is just a little up-to-date stuff on information, where to find that information, and Trey talked a little bit about that, a little bit about some of the grants and loans currently available, a little about where EIDL and PPP are right now, some of the things that are happening. And then I want to kind of go over briefly 50 ways the SBDC can help your business survive COVID. You've got business communities already doing a tremendous job of adjusting and operating in this environment, but I think we can continue to help our business community with some guidelines, some other tips, common sense stuff. Let's get started. The SBDC is a nationwide program. We offer services at no cost, and our tagline is no cost, no catch. We are funded by the SBA, California GO-Biz, and also locally through the Riverside County. A great place to get some of the information, as you many already know, is covid19.ca.gov. You're going to have up-to-date information on where our county stands, where the rest of the state stands as far as the infection rates and the information. Useful, especially for businesses that need to know what's going on. So I urge you to reach out to that to get information and stay up to date. Also, Trey talked a little bit about the California Rebuilding Fund. Just to go into a little bit more information about that. It's a private public partnership to put together funds to lend out to the business community. They are loans, maximum of $100,000. The current rate is 4.25, and they're either 36 or 60-month loans, depending on how much you receive and what your particular circumstances are. So I urge you to stay in touch. Keep on in that website in mind, and you can get more information about it as if you need to. Again, Trey talked a little bit about the California Small Business Grant Program, $500 million that's been set aside. Those are going to be $25,000 grants to small businesses, nonprofits, and some cultural concerns. So it's wide open to many different businesses in the state. And so again, it's not out yet, but it's keeping in touch to make sure you know about when that comes out. All right, EIDL, Economic Injury Disaster Loan. Where are we? That you can still apply for this program. There's been a lot of issues with it. As you know, when Congress pushed this out, they didn't dot every I and cross every T, but they're working through a lot of different issues with the loan program. One thing that's come up, it is the advance that some businesses received and how that impacts PPP forgiveness. So they are still making some adjustments, but the money, there is still funding available. And again, this is a long-term loan, 20 years term with 3.75 interest rate. So if you're in shopping for a loan that you still need something to help you bridge the gap, EIDL is still a good loan to look at, and we certainly can help you apply and get the most information about what the loan has to offer. Currently, they're doing some reconsiderations. We're still seeing some folks being reconsidered that were initially denied. And so we're seeing some reconsiderations going on. So stay in touch and reach out to us. We help thousands of businesses receive EIDL loans and also help them when they had issues with their loans to contacting SBA and getting their paperwork in. PPP, again, you know, they rushed this and they didn't have the benefit of a lot of time to put it all together. So there were some issues. The biggest thing right now is looking at the, you know, applying for forgiveness. Our advice on this right now is to wait and hold. There are some things that are happening there in DC that might come out by tomorrow. We're expecting some more information. There might be some more funding and also some clarification on some of the forgiveness. Everyone wants this off their balance sheets. We get it. It's sitting there. It impedes possibly the opportunity to get other funds. But remember, you have about 10 months from the end of the covered period to apply for this. We've seen some applications for forgiveness. Some are going through, but there has been some rejections, and the appeals process is a nightmare for some folks. So we urge you to, if you can, to wait and see what comes out of Washington, what comes out in the next few days and coming weeks to you know, actually go forward with a with the forgiveness on PPP. And again, Coachella Valley Small Business Development Center consultants are available to help you with any questions you might have and the right paperwork you need to submit. All right, having spoken all about those programs, kind of the 50 ways the SBDC can help your business continue to survive. We know that the business community has been out there, has been putting into you know, great things that they're doing to stay in operation. But we've got some things, and this is just really, I provided the PowerPoint slides to Palm Springs Chamber. They'll send them out to all of you. These are just common sense things and some things that we here can help you. And that's what this is about, is just to let you know what we can help you with. It might be good for you to see and put into practice. The categories that we're going to be discussing are creating more revenue, reducing your more expenses, and access more capital, find more customers, and retain more customers. And this is just some common sense things. And creating more revenue, a lot of businesses have expanded their footprint by going on an e-commerce store, putting their stuff on the web, and we are available to help you enhance those efforts. Also, there are many that have been using the third-party delivery services and those kinds of things. Maybe the mobile-to-mobile ordering system. Currently, the outside dining program, you know, due to the current order, we can't do that. But obviously, to get more people interested in your program or open that as soon as that is available, and also the carry out, the cocktails that might be allowed. We've seen some that have started gift programs that have helped, you know, gift card programs or an outdoor sidewalk sale to let people know you're open. Also curbside pickups, and one of the biggest things that we've seen too is increase your price points. You're absorbing a lot of additional costs with the cleaning protocols and all kinds of things that are happening. And so, you know, it's time to rethink your pricing. And so that might be something that you can look at and adjust. Or subscription services. Some of the local folks that are doing some of this have shown some success with the subscription service. On reducing your expenses, I know many have cut down, but these are some good strategies. Again, cut down on your inventory, the non-vital expenses, your return and exchange policies. Make sure that you're not, people aren't abusing that. Store hours modification as we go into the last part of this season. Might be good to open your hours a little more, or look at your compensation plans. In addition, your merchant account, see where you're losing out on, or your marketing channels, which are getting you the best return for your investment on those. Look at reducing your suppliers list, going with less suppliers but better rates, and resource your supplies and services. There's a couple of things that are happening where some small businesses have banded together to have a larger presence and get better rates on their supplies and services. Accessing more capital, and a lot of folks are wary to take on additional loans, but you might find a loan that will help bridge the gap. Maybe it's a smaller loan, maybe it's a micro loan. Think about how you're going to maximize your PP forgiveness. We talked a little bit about that. Our consultants can assist you with those things. And again, look at the state and local and private grants for assistance. Later on in the presentation, I have one that I'm going to share with you. And there are always new information out there about grant programs. The Riverside County Small Business Grant Program wrapped up at the middle of this month. $50 million was put on the street to small businesses to utilize. And so if it might be something that may come back depending on if the new funding from the federal government provides for that. There's a way, if you've got excess inventory or you've got extra space, might be something that you can utilize to get more capital. Add partners to your business, or look at selling ownership to your employees. Crowdfunding, that's something that has helped some. And new terms from your suppliers. Maybe you can extend it from 30 to 60 days to help bridge a little bit more of your time to pay those. Finding more customers is creating partnerships with others, having businesses that can refer to each other, those kinds of things. It's reaching out with the rest of the business community through your chamber and finding out who might be a good partner for you. And then making sure that you're on some review sites that people can find you. Creating a modern social media campaign, or shop local campaign. A lot of communities have started the shop local campaign, focusing on how important our local businesses are for our communities. And so something of that will help, again, put some focus on you and your business in the community. And then there are influencers in the community, maybe as get them to help you with your getting your message out there. Hosting virtual events, is just another way for people to see you, that you're still open, that you're there. Referral programs, or speaking at events too. If you're a business owner, you might want to share your experience and at the chambers or at other places to, again, get your name out there. One of the ones we've seen also is Instagram contest, is how people have, again, getting that word out, making sure people know that they're open, pardon me, and knowing that they're there. And this is a great way, a contest, or just implement new remarketing programs that you may have had in the past and look at them, how effective they are for now. And retaining those customers, repeat customers are one of the vital to small businesses. And so how can we do that? You might be FaceTime browsing options, or virtual delivery if your business is a fitness business, and some of those have been doing that already. Maybe you can adapt that to your retail business. A big one, shopping appointments for folks, or new payment options. Things that haven't been looked at, and we've all seen those old layaway programs. There are other options online that can be paid through installments. Another one is to go live and stream on social media accounts and help you do that. Lastly, sometimes free shipping and returns has been a big seller for some folks, or emailing, getting out there to your top clients by email, staying in touch, a newsletter, or even a video blog. And some are even sharing recipes online. So there's kinds of the options that you can for sending their best customers these kinds of things. And so again, these are just some things that some people are doing that might be helpful, and that we at the Coachella Valley Small Business Development Center can help you. I'm going to give you some contact information at the end where you can reach us either by phone, go online to schedule an appointment with us, or contact me directly by email. And again, here's a small business rural relief fund. And I spoke to LISC last night about this program. This is a grant that is awarding people depending on their circumstances. They've had different rounds. Here's where you can go for more information. Now it says rural, and rural to them has been 50,000 residents, 50,000, a population of 50,000 or less. But in speaking to them, they are looking at census tracts. So they encourage everyone to apply to, and this is the rounding. It's a simple application. And if you don't, or you're not awarded in one round, reapply for the following round. So they're receiving money on a continuous basis. This one just happens to be a program with Lowe's across the country. The next rounds of funding are going to be centered on California. So we have a better opportunity to receive the funding. And again, they're going to look at what your need is. So the funding that is awarded is based on the need. And so there's a great opportunity for you to access these kinds of small business grants from the private sector. There are others that come out, but this is the one that's out right now. If you sign up to be notified on their website, they'll give you a notification when subsequent rounds are available or other types of grant funds are available. So it's a great opportunity for anyone who's looking for additional assistance. And these are grants, not loans, so that's another plus. So if you're ready, if you need our assistance, here it is. You can reach us through CoachellaValleySBDC.org. You can go on there and schedule an appointment with us, or you can contact us at our number, 1-800-616-SBDC, that's 7232. A live person, you can choose. This is our consolidated number, but all of the calls from the Coachella Valley are routed to us. So you will have an opportunity to pick the county, Riverside, and then Coachella Valley, and schedule an appointment through that also. And if you want to reach out to me directly, there is my direct email address. I'll be here to answer more questions. I know there's a lot of information thrown out there. And again, we'll wait for some questions at the end. We have 6 consultants here locally that are ready and able to help the small business community find additional funding or help them cope and with the strategies that we can provide. I appreciate the opportunity to be here, and I'll turn this back over to
me. Thank you, Joaquin.
Thank you.
All right, thank you for that, Joaquin. Great information. Okay, our next speaker, Jay Verarda. He's with the City of Palm Springs, so he'll talk about some Palm Springs programs.
Well, good morning, everybody. I hope you're doing well for this Thursday morning. My name is Jay Verrado with the City of Palm Springs Economic Development Director. First, I would like to thank Nona and Trey and Joaquin for bringing all these business resources to us here in the city and the business community. It's very helpful. Trey, great to have heads up on these new programs coming down the pike. Joaquin, 50 resources to stay resilient. We greatly appreciate that. There's some really good ideas there. I do want to start off by touching on some of the protective measures that the city took when the whole COVID crisis was just starting to blow up. The city adopted an eviction moratorium on March 19th, 2020. It did not forgive or waive rent that was owed, but it helped prevent individuals from losing their homes and assisted businesses that would struggle to meet their financial obligations. Residents had 15 days to let their landlords know if they wanted to be part of the program, and businesses had 7 days to do the same. Tenants had up to 180 days to pay back deferred rent after the city's COVID emergency was over. It was good to see that in several cases, landlords and their businesses worked together to make adjustments and help each other out. To be clear though, the moratorium on evictions for the city of Palm Springs expired on September 30th, 2020. The state, though, had also just passed AB 3088, the Tenant, Homeowner, and Small Landlord Relief and Stabilization Act. Under this act, residential tenants are protected from eviction for COVID-related hardships between March 4th and August 31 of 2020. If they pay at least 25% of their rent, they will also be protected between September 1, 2020 and January 31, 2021. The tenants are still responsible for paying unpaid amounts owed to their landlords. And what the bill included was having small claims courts being expanded to allow landlords to recover unpaid rent through February 1, 2025. So I'm bringing this up because unless we have jobs, those tenants, which could be for food service workers, housekeepers, salespeople, it could be you, will still struggle to meet their rental obligations, as those will still be due. So to address that aspect of the COVID crisis, the Palm Springs City Council has approved a program for rental assistance. They've allocated $459,000 of community development block grant funds specifically for COVID relief. When launched, which is anticipated in January of 2021, this program will provide one-time rental assistance of approximately $3,500 to the city's low-income residents. In addition to the rental assistance program, the city will begin a COVID ambassador program to remind people on city streets and sidewalks that face coverings are required, and to also provide face coverings if it's needed. The city and state have taken a number of measures to ensure employees whose jobs require extensive face-to-face contact with others are also protected from COVID spread. This would include limiting the number of customers in a store. Currently, 35% occupancy is allowed for grocery stores and 20% for all other retail. City also had businesses designate one entrance and one exit where possible, install plexiglass, not serving those who are not utilizing face coverings, and providing appropriate social distancing markings for customers, such as tape and dots on in waiting areas. As you've probably seen, we still get quite a few visitors. One economic consultant had said open space is the new anchor tenant. It's a big part of what draws people to places today. The business community in the city have gone to great lengths to inform those visitors that face coverings are required. And of course, this is all meant to keep the community and individuals safe and healthy. The city and business community also work together to create outdoor dining opportunities with parklets and sidewalk spaces. As noted by Joaquin, we all know the outdoor dining is not available currently, but we do hope to be able to resume that soon. And we've seen a lot of web page references, so I think I should throw ours in there also. If you haven't been to the city's COVID landing page, you should please do go there. This is catered specifically for Palm Springs residents and businesses. It provides COVID-19 testing locations, state and Palm Springs city orders, unemployment and grant assistance. This is where information on the city's rental assistance program will be posted when that program is launched. And so that's just it for the quick presentation I had. I'm happy to introduce Rob Hampton, General Manager of the Palm Springs Convention Center and Bureau of Tourism, to show some videos on how we've been marketing and promoting, supporting local businesses. It's all yours, Rob.
Thank you, Jay. And I'm going to share my screen now. Yeah, as Jay mentioned, the Bureau of Tourism has launched a new campaign about locals, supporting locals, and it's called We Are Palm Springs. This campaign is all about unity. It's about connecting the business owners to the community. So what you'll see, some of the tactics you'll see are images on television, billboards are up, digital marketing, and a big splash on social marketing. All of this was launched in early December, but our filming, our taping of videos and some of our shop owners and residents is put on hold. So we do have some samples of what this campaign looks like. Here are just some sample photos. Again, these were all taken prior to the stay-at-home order. We went out and we interviewed some business owners, and we really wanted them to talk about, the importance of locals supporting locals, instead of just saying, we are, please support us. The importance of that and some of their own personal stories, put a human touch to it. So here's a video that we were able to, that we put together.
We, along with every other local business owner here in Palm Springs, implore everyone to support each other. We are the backbone of the economy here, and we're not going anywhere. To support us, really it's just a matter of calling your friends and your family to support the greater community.
Thank you so much for your support. We love locals.
We are Palm Springs.
That's one of the videos. Here's some of the billboards that you'll see. The billboards are located on 111 and over on Gene Autry coming into town. Again, asking people to support local, and these are all local business owners and employees. We also submitted our ad to a PS I Love You magazine, so that will be coming out. Again, thanking everyone for dining local, staying local, etc. So that has been placed in PS I Love You. And here's social media, as was talked about in the 50 resources. It's just a really easy way to get your message out. We're pushing these out. Everybody's being, is able to repost. So here's just some examples. Please visit our website as well. Visit palmsprings.com and you'll see all of these. Here's just another quick video of one of the shop owners. So after we go out and we do videos, so we can put together that combination that I just showed you, we're also giving back to the business owner for them to be able to put on their website to promote their business.
My name is Jeff Wictoon and my business is T-Buzz. We are located in the heart of downtown Palm Springs, almost on the corner of Palm Canyon and Taquis. We carry a lot of local artists and designers. We do a lot of in-house design work as well. Our main categories of business are going to be men's and women's fashion, art, and seasonal and gift items. We try to offer as many options to folks to shop with us if they're not able to make it in store. We have online gift cards that you can purchase on our website. We have a very active Instagram account where you can shop from our Instagram page. We're also active on our Facebook page. And again, you can shop on Facebook. Our website is updated weekly. In the holiday season, it's been updated almost daily with new products. Local support, is a huge part of our business. And it's important because those are the folks that are really the foundation that help us get through the slower months of the year. So we appreciate local people very, very much shopping with us. So this is Madeline. She is the boss of the store. You'll often see her laying in the windows in the afternoon to catch the sun. She even decides that she has to lay in the middle of the door. So she is here every day, all day. So stop in and see her. We are Palm Springs.
So how to get involved, go tag us on We Are Palm Springs. Also, I'll put Randy's email address in the chat room. Again, we had to stop our taping, so we're encouraging people to send short interviews to us so we can share that on social media as well and use some of them in some of our ad campaigns. So that is We Are Palm Springs.
Wonderful, wonderful. Rob, that's great. Thank you so much. We do have a few minutes, so I thought maybe Trey and Joaquin and Jay, we could get to some of the questions that were in the chat room. I know, Trey, you answered some of them. Let's see where to start, because at the top, how about any rehab loans on residential projects? Does anybody have an answer on that at all, Trey?
I'm not aware of any program off the top of my head for rehab for a residential project. There is maybe one program. I'll shoot it in the chat. It's based on where you're located. If you're located in what is a defined rural area, but really I'm only aware of one program, and I'll share that in the chat.
Thank you, Trey.
Go ahead. Let me just
Trey.
add, Nona, if it's an affordable residential project, I'm happy to speak with anyone who's interested in pursuing that. We do have resources to establish affordable housing. So that's, usually helps if you're experienced in that area. And I believe the SBA has loans. There might have been the 7A program for acquisition, and I just don't know if it's for residential. So that'd be one thing to check out.
Thank you, Jay. The next one, to what extent does the SBDC spend time with the local business to go through these 50 things? So Joaquin, that would be your question.
Yes, great. Thank you. We don't put a time limit. What we really do is assess the business and see what the need is, and then we will work on that. You may need only a few of those things, pursue those things on that list, or maybe you might want to do something other than those things. So there is no time limit. We will see folks and help them as long as they need our help.
Perfect. Next question. Almost all grant programs exclude you if you receive PPP and EIDL. Again, closed for the third time. Money is given and gone. What now?
So I'd say for the state small business grants, the guidance has not been released, but it will be coming out soon. I mean, this just literally came out in the week. And so, I mean, we're getting up as fast as possible. So, I mean, I understand the closing thing. I'm a small business owner and I went to go work small business fireworks sales this past summer. So I understand what it's like to be in the position of a small business owner during this time and how difficult it is. So I just want to share that I share that wholeheartedly. That will be coming out very soon. The other thing that I would say is that Joaquin mentioned that there are large discussions in Congress that are moving, and those discussions have to be moved by tomorrow. So tomorrow is the deadline for them to push through funding, and there's a lot of discussions about making both PPP and EIDL more flexible, also for consideration for folks to go back for more small business funding resources. So I would say also just look to the federal level as well.
From the county grant program, initially had some restrictions about PPP, and then took those off at the end in the subsequent rounds. So, you know, we understand that most folks have gone through their EIDL funds, gone through their PP funds, and are still looking for additional assistance. Some of these private grants don't have those restrictions, and we'll see what happens when Congress decides it and hopefully send some money to the locals.
Thank you. Jay, I don't know if you can answer this. Jeffrey's asking, small businesses now have until April 30th to pay back rent in full, and there is no current relief on rent. With the new lockdown, how are they supposed to do that?
Well, it's, you know, we've got to keep our eye on these grant programs that are coming down the road. That's the financial resources that can help dig out of those circumstances. Again, if it helps, try to negotiate something with your landlord. I understand some cases that works, other cases maybe not. But you know, if that's not already been done, it's worth a shot.
Thank you, Jay. Rudy is asking, can a business request an exemption from a shutdown? I work in a hair salon setting where we have our own individual suites. Compared to my dentist and doctor's environments, we have considerably less traffic and we strictly follow safety guidelines. Can a business request an exemption from a shutdown?
I mean, my suggestion is you need to coordinate with your county public health authority. Your county public health office is the one that has the health orders that are distributed to you via. So I am not aware of any county granting exemptions at this point. There's also the state order related to ICU capacity, which Southern California is at near completely running out. I think there's something like 1% of ICU capacity left. So because of that, there's a state order as well, but the county public health authority under statute is the authority for all business related closures and health associated things. They also work with the California Department of Public Health. So I'd say just keep an eye and glue it on your county public health office and your county public health officer.
Thank you, Trey. And the last question, does the SBDC help businesses get PPP forgiveness with their bank? Do they help go through the process?
Absolutely. And thank you for asking that. Please call us. We can help you, give you information, and give you, you know, that insight that you need to make sure that you're answering those questions correctly to maximize your forgiveness. I also saw a question about the $500 million California grant program, timing on that. The website said early January 2021. So in a few weeks, we'll start to see some information coming out of the state on that grant program.
All right, everyone, that puts us right on time, 1 minute over. Thank everyone for coming, and thank you to our speakers, Joaquin, Trey, and of course, Jay and Rob. We appreciate you taking the time. This will be recorded and we'll have all the slides, so we'll make sure to get those out to you. If you want anything, just send an email. I'm Nona Watson, the CEO of the Palm Springs Chamber, and it's nwatson@pschamber.org. So any other questions you have, we'll make sure we get them to the right people. So thank you all for attending, and I hope this helps.